Hey guys, I'm RiggyRob. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. So, we have done pretty much everything we can do before the point of no return. We went on a date with Lillian, and that was successful, and we managed to get this standard 150mm saber. So, I don't know whether this counts as an actual weapon, but it could come in handy. So, when we also have the gun as well, but we don't actually have any bullets, so maybe the saber would be more useful than the gun. We went to the communists and we got ourselves organized and we went deeper into infra-materialism, and we built a matchbox tower that just kept itself upright without having to be influenced by anything else. But Kim was not around for either of those things because when we went to the church to do some dancing, we accidentally called him a racial slur. And he was obviously not very impressed, so he decided to just leave for the day. So that happened. I have not reset. I have not, save scum to make sure that that did not happen. I know there's obviously, cool gifs of you and Kim and Andre all dancing together. But I've been trying to avoid doing, resets and save scums if I didn't have to. I mean, it's happened a couple of times because we've had the game crash a couple of times. And I think I actually did it once to get the body down in itself. But that was helpful just to sort of progress things along for the body's sake, for the autopsy. Otherwise, I've kind of just kept things going as you normally would. But yeah, Kim is not around. It is currently midnight, so this will probably be the last day. So we're going to enter the shack. I'm going to see if there's anything that my limbic system or my reptilian brain is going to say to me. And then after that, we're going to go and get Ruby. So, see what they say.
The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea until they're suddenly light.
I've heard this song before. Sing along in silent communion. How many days have I been in Martinez already? So with going to sleep now, it will have been a whole week, 7 days.
There are no days here. There are no weeks. Just black tape spinning on repeat until the end.
For now, a little while, you can.
Sleep, without words or images.
When the pictograms and the hieroglyphs of the world return, they seem silent somehow. The alarm rings quietly too. You're ready.
Yes, we are.
Ready, but something is coming. It always is.
Open your eyes. Yeah, this definitely feels like we have reached the point that we need to get to finish off the case. But we're going to have a very awkward conversation with Kim to begin with, or at least I can imagine we will. And yeah, I kind of like how I've settled on this look for myself, It feels like this is, the proper super cop detective that I could be or have been in the past. So I'm quite glad I've managed to settle on that as like an outfit. It might look better with the hangman boots, but I don't know. Can't get those yet. Good morning!
Yes?
Kim doesn't want to address it. Okay. There is no dialogue prompt to talk about what happened yesterday. Alright. Nothing. So let's go. So, we need to head over to where Trampt is. So we'll sneak through the cave system once again. But before we do that, we will make sure we are properly equipped. I don't know whether Kim will interrupt us again to say, hey, by the way, this is the point of no return. Or if it's just happened once, that's it. That's the only warning you get. Yeah, there's Trampt, and there's the cave system. Here we are. So, ooh, hello. You should take out your flashlight. Well, that's an interesting thing, because having a flashlight means I can't have the gun or the saber. So let's do flashlight and saber, because I don't have any bullets. And does that do anything? Yeah. Yep, Kim has no questions about how I managed to end up with this sword. So yeah, we'll just keep going, shall we? And oh yeah, there are some things around here that we didn't explore because, you know, I got worried that the game was about to finish. So I was like, right, let's turn back and do everything we can. So let's go over to this side and explore this. Concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Some money. More money. Alright, well. Still got the saber.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
Oh, there's a camera next to her. Yep, that's the source of it. Okay.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
There's the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways.
So that was a legendary check for pain threshold and it failed. And as we can tell, Kim and myself are already trying to cover our ears, so we might as well try and cover them.
No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Yell through the static, you're under arrest. Happening to me. Are you gonna kill me too? Help Kim, help, my brain's on fire. Well, at this point, you're under attack. You have to do the job you're here to do. So you say, you're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
What's happening to me?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
And that was very much an abrupt, the game has stopped now, you have no control. So I'm glad I went back when the game told me to.
The explosion of static you're hearing is the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations, it's the ULAN frequency. That Angus said you had a pale emitter. You're using one of those devices used to send signals through the pale on me. Say nothing, try to cover your ears. Well, again, the covering ears isn't going to work, so let's talk to her and we'll see what she says back.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
And that's the pale latitude compressor.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
I mean, if this is what happens to them, then yeah.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
Also, I have to point out, this is not something an innocent person does.
This must be how the twins heard the radio in their heads. They must have been standing by when she tested it. She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
I was going to say, we've got her monologuing. How did you get your hands on this thing? Will I stay like this forever? Have you experienced the compressor yourself? This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed. Please turn it off, I can't take it anymore. How did you get your hands on this thing? Well, she's a trafficker, so that's fairly, trivial to explain, but let's see what she says.
I built it myself.
Oh, she nods towards her torture device.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Yeah, I have to ask, what is her end goal out of it? The idea is she's just going to kill us here with this device? So yeah, lots of nonsense with the compressor. Okay. Have you experienced a compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
Yeah, the issue is that even though we do have a gun, I don't have any bullets, so there is no way I could have stopped it happening.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Please, could you turn it down so I can ask you something? Move on.
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Yeah, I think I'll probably skip through. Yeah, I'll skip through the compressor stuff because it's going to take a while to go through it all. The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
He regards you with Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
Oh, she actually has turned it down. He steps reluctantly out of the shadows, the pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
Alright, suggestion. I mean, we did upgrade you to be one of our highest, so yeah, take your word for it.
There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe.
So, we have, how did you know we were coming? Did you shoot Lely? Pain threshold medium check of 10, destroy the machine. We got a high chance of passing it, +1 tool equipped. I assume that means the saber, because the flashlight wouldn't help. I just can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore, just go, don't attempt to destroy it. How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
He didn't rat you out, by the way. Isabel, the washerwoman. Why hide the bullet, though? Preparing for a shootout? That's why you're hiding ammo? I think it's important for her to let her know that, she didn't rat you out.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Why hide the bullet, though?
This could have turned out pretty bad for me if you hadn't walked right into 25 bands of ultra-high frequencies.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
Did you shoot Lely?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
Your friend Classier really threw you to the wolves, said you shot Lily. You're right, Classier was the first to share her suspicions. When I threatened to arrest her, Classier broke. She told me everything. Okay. So this is playing off of Ruby versus Classier. So Classier didn't throw Ruby to the wolves, because she didn't go that far. She was a bit suspicious about it, but this is me confirming that Ruby is correct, saying, you're right. Classier was the first to share her suspicion. When I threatened to arrest her, Classier broke, she told me everything. I did, threaten to arrest her, and she did tell me more stuff, so I'm gonna go with this one. She told me everything.
Oh. Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your first guess wasn't entirely off. Your own boys told us you were on the coast. Titus told me it took some convincing. I mean, kinda did, so yeah, Titus told me.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. And those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people who people like.
A dour despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Does she mean that you're not a person who other people like?
Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal, I opened them up. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you. Honestly, I don't know how I do it, I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me? Well. See, the thing is, yeah, it's my job. I am a police officer, I'm a detective, I am supposed to be able to get people to open up, so yeah, it's not personal.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
I do it by asking questions.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
Well, we need to hear her side of the story.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Would you say that Lely was a likable person? You have an alibi when Lely was shot. You have a gun. You liked Classier a lot. You like to hang out on rooftops. Did you leave any flowers for Classier on the roof? You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry. Okay. Well, I guess the first thing is, do you have an alibi?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
There were 10 minutes they couldn't account for. They did say you left to take a really long leak, 15 minutes. There was half an hour missing, went out. I can't actually remember how long they said she was gone. I think it was 15 minutes. Because Classier was saying it was like 11:15 to 11:45, so that would be half an hour, but 15 minutes feels like what Titus said, so I'm gonna go with 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
Hold on, no one takes a 15-minute leak. Our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder. Yeah, no one takes a 15-minute leak.
Look, fuck you, man. I might also have stopped by the bar.
Uh-huh, yeah, sure, and so Gart would have seen you.
She speaketh truth.
Oh, okay. Well, 15 minutes was enough time.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Play pinball much? There's a secret way from the first floor of the Whirling to the roof. I have other questions for you. This is nice. I like this one. You play pinball?
No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city. Why?
There are some mysterious pinball machines in some pretty mysterious rooms in the Whirling. Never mind the pinball then, there's a secret way from the Whirling bar to the roof. Oh, there's mysterious pinball machines.
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested in supernatural mysteries.
So we're going down a really, long tangent here, but I'm happy to do it, because it doesn't seem like we're getting health damaged anymore, and I do have 4 healing items to, cover. So, wait, What kinds of mysteries interest you then?
Not murder mysteries either, if that's what you're thinking.
She looks you in the eye, impassively, making it clear that she's not planning to comment on the matter any further.
That's a shame, because I happen to be a paranatural detective. What about elevators? Do you like elevators? Okay, never mind. There's a secret way from the whirling bar to the roof. What about elevators?
The fuck do elevators have to do with anything?
Do you or don't you?
Not particularly.
Why not? Not even quaint old rickety ones? I think we may have gone off a little off topic. Why not?
Why are you so hung up on elevators?
That's a pretty good question, actually. She clearly doesn't know anything about the secret passage.
Well, I'm going by what drama says, and that she's actually telling the truth here, but not even rickety ones?
I'm not really into old shit for old shit's sake.
God damn it!
The lieutenant grabs his head. This is the other thing as well. I don't actually know how much health Kim has.
So you know she's not an antiques enthusiast. Not my jurisdiction, man. But it also doesn't sound like she used that secret route at all.
Okay. And we did get a level, so I can make our red checks a little bit easier. Look, there's a secret way from the ground floor to the whirling to the roof.
Don't know it, but also...
He frowns, studying in your face.
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
That's what, that wasn't really properly explained unless it was loud karaoke.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
The pain stops him from finishing the sentence.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
Would you say that Lely was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
You don't feel sympathy for Mercs, it's hard work. There's nothing more personal that you had against him, perhaps his way with women. Did you feel protective of the Union? I have other questions. Nothing personal?
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me, and definitely not a reason to off someone.
See her confident gaze, her toned arms. Yeah, she wouldn't have had much trouble in the intimacy department.
You don't feel sympathy for mercenaries?
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
I have other questions.
I'm listening.
You liked Classier a lot. This feels like a more natural thing to follow on from the Lely question.
I considered her a good friend, yeah.
Are you a girl liker? Is peeping one of your hobbies? You want to be more than just friends? There are other things I ask about. So, you want to be more than friends?
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
You said you wanted to run away with her.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
Clausia only said they maybe kissed. Someone is lying here.
Wait, Classier said you only kissed. Hold on, Classier only likes truly buff men. Then what happened? Wait, Classier said you only kissed.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it. I'm not about to go into details for you to jerk off to later.
Seriously, just move on.
But I do want details, actually. Cringe from the head-splitting torment. I actually do want details, because the more info I have, the more I can use it against her.
Really?
Yes.
Is that blood on the ground before you? Are your ears bleeding?
Yeah, really?
Oh, she didn't say it either way. Okay. Then what happened?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leaving me on. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
Okay. Classier said you got very angry when she started seeing Lely, threatened her. Despite everything, you helped her by staging lynching. He said you got very angry.
Yeah, One time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were. I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
By the way, DeLorean tragedies are still held in high regard for innovation in language and motifs. They are also known for overwrought emotions leading to catastrophic outcomes.
And despite all that, you helped her by staging the lynching.
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
It's a lot of effort to go ahead and do that. Like, you don't have to have a lynching. You could just get rid of the body. Is peeping one of your hobbies?
Wow. Pissing, pinball, and now peeping. I'm just not following your insinuations, Detective.
There's a hole in the wall you can see into Classier's room. I wouldn't blame you if you... Classier said you may have used the peephole in a wall to spy on her. It's just the hole in Classier's wall is pretty suspicious. Well, Classier didn't know about it herself, so I can't say that she used to use it, said that you would use it to spy on her. And this is saying that, you know, kind of agreeing that you are a peeper, but it's just the hole is pretty suspicious.
Look, I'm not aware of any hole in Claudia's wall. And if I had been, I would have told her to get it sealed. That's what friends do.
But you haven't been watching Classier through a hole in a wall?
Nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks into the room, and very difficult to look away. But travel enough and you realize, for the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable.
Righto.
Yeah, it's a shame that conceptualization is healing morale rather than health here. And I guess the last one is, are you a girl like her? Sure, why not?
What the hell, man? Yeah, why not? I've gotten worse.
Her hand slipped from the dial of the compressor for a moment, almost turning it down. Then she put her hand back. Not yet. Not yet.
There are other things I wanted to ask about.
Go ahead. It's your body.